does it matter? Should we think about it, concern ourselves with it? What does it matter if there's somebody in the neighborhood that has a lot or most or a good good chunk of the listings that tend to sell in that particular neighborhood?
Yeah, and let me throw the alternative to that, Greg, while you answer. Does that mean whatever you're going to say, throw in there then, as opposed to there's 10 agents there with 10% market share? If it's equally spread with no dominant, is that better? Or is it better to go up against the dominant one? Like those two variables, what are the pros and cons of going in each of those ways if you're going to go in?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot to stand on, going against someone that's a heavy hitter that's been there since dirt was invented, yeah, it's a little bit more of a difficult uphill road, because they're going to say, Bob's my guy. Bob's my guy. Bob's my guy. You're like, I'm going to murder Bob. What the hell? And
well, Mattsteinway, who we've introduced to you guys, who's on Real Estate Uncensored, Matt had a guy call him up at a competition and said, why do I even bother? Everyone I talk to just says, Matt's my guy. So when you're saying Bob's my guy, literally Matt was telling me about a guy who called him up saying, why do I even bother? And here's the thing about Matt. This is how classy he is. Matt tells him how to beat him.
Right. Yeah.
That's the sort of dude Matt is.
Oh my God. I've only met him that one day, but he was super cool to me. And we're going to get him on the show. When you guys are in the States and you don't know who Mattsteinway is yet, get ready for an awesome, epic show. The guy's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that for a second. Like the whole idea, like the dominant agent with a guy like Matt, because there is, I think, a specific strategy, Greg, for going up against a dominant agent, which we know from a great example is Chris Lockhead's book, Play Bigger. And Chris is a client of mine, has been on the show before. He talks about the idea that, look, if you're going to go up against a category king, you have to change the conversation. So you talk about going up against a heavy hitter if you don't have a lot to stand on. Yeah, if the only thing you have to stand on is that you're young and you don't really have any other competitive advantages that you can tout, there's nothing for you to talk about, then yeah, it is going to be a struggle going up against a dominant agent. So you have to change the conversation. You have to say, look, I am a different kind of agent. I'm not here to tell you I'm better than, Bob from Remax. We're not even in the same, we're having the wrong conversation here. Bob does his thing and that's great and that's awesome, but I serve this kind of client. And if you're this type of client, then we're probably a better fit to work together. And those are the conversations that you can have when you're belly to belly with people or on the phone or running open houses in your target neighborhood. So, there is a strategy for taking on someone who would appear to be a dominant agent. It may just require some thought on your part just to figure out what to say to somebody when you encounter that objection that, oh, Bob's my guy.
Okay. What do you got?
I was letting Matt finish.
I thought he was done. I may be wrong.
One of the things that, you can change the conversation 100%, or you can take a totally different tactic. Instead of going after them, head-to-head competing for the listing, why don't you start on the opposite end of the spectrum? And a lot of you guys are going, well, what the hell is the opposite end of the spectrum? It's the buy side. So now how did Mattsteinway become the top dog in that marketplace? Well, it's years and years of hard work. So if you can start working with buyers that want to buy in that specific niche marketplaces where you want to live and work in, then what you do is you go get as many buyers as you possibly can. You start buying up the neighborhoods, buying out the loyalists, get them to pack into wherever they're going, bring in your loyalists and treat them like absolute gold. You can throw them a welcome to the neighborhood party when you can we usually do, pizza for my guy here in Concord, or we typically do, he didn't want to do the taco truck with beers and waters and invite 250 of the people around, invite all the friends, and get everybody there on the Evite, door knock around it, start becoming omnipresent. Start getting your people as you put them in these neighborhoods to be beacons of light for you. That turnover rate, that loyalty will shift over time to you becoming the dominant agent because you're putting time in on task instead of going in trying to beat him on his listing presentation or beat him on commissions or beat him on whatever you're going after. Go at the opposite direction. Put your own people in the neighborhoods and then just drip gold on them. Make them so excited that you're in their lives that they won't shut up about you. I mean, there's so many simple ways to do that. We don't have enough time to go over all these different simple things, but that's a way you can, if you're in the business for a long-term play, this is one of the easiest and simplest things you can do, and they will never see you coming. And that's the coolest part about it.